The moment she pointed at my cabin, like she owned the mountains, I knew this would end in paperwork, not shouting. Have you ever seen someone call the cops with total confidence, only to discover they picked the wrong landowner? And if so, comment below. I own a ranch cabin that I use as a quiet retreat far from cities, and even farther from HOA nonsense. The cabin sits in a wide rural valley that my family has owned for generations. This happened in a remote valley outside Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where land records go back a very long time. What most people don't realize is that I don't just own the cabin. I own the surrounding valley floor, the access road, the grazing land, and the recorded easements that lead into it. Every acre is covered by deeds, surveys, and boundary maps filed with the county. The problem started when a small HOA developed luxury homes on the ridge above my land. They hated the sight of my rustic cabin below them. One afternoon, I was repairing the porch when an SUV rolled up fast. Karen, the HOA president, stepped out and told me I was trespassing on community land. I calmly told her she was on private property and needed to leave. She laughed and said she had already called the police. I didn't argue. I started recording and went back to my work. 20 minutes later, 2 sheriff deputies arrived. Karen told them my cabin was illegally built and that I was occupying HOA land. I stayed calm and invited the deputies inside the cabin. I laid out the deeds showing ownership of the entire valley parcel. I showed them the original land patents, modern surveys, GPS boundary files, and recorded access rights. I also played a recorded call where Karen admitted she wanted the cabin gone because it ruined their view. The deputies stepped outside and checked the county database themselves. Their tone changed immediately. They asked Karen for proof of her claim. She handed them an HOA map that didn't even reach my property line. One deputy explained that not only was my cabin legal, but the HOA road they used crossed my land under a limited easement. Karen started yelling that this was unfair. That's when I explained what I planned next. I wasn't angry. I was prepared. I had already spoken to my lawyer weeks earlier when the complaint started. The deputies documented everything and warned Karen about filing a false report. After they left, my lawyer sent a cease and desist to the HOA. We included the police report, boundary surveys, drone footage of their vehicles crossing my land, and the recorded calls. We also revoked their informal access privileges. The HOA had to reroute service vehicles at their own expense. Karen was removed from the board within a month. Now the valley is quiet again. The cabin still stands, the road stays gated, and the people above finally understand something simple. You don't argue with opinions when deeds own the land. If you love HOA justice stories, like the video and subscribe.